And good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm here to introduce Clarissa Ribeiro. My name is Victoria Vesna. I direct the Art Science Center at UCLA. And I can take off my mask, but she cannot because she's in front of her lab for 3D innovation and prototyping. And just briefly, hello, Clarissa, welcome. It's always so good to have you around. And just so everybody knows, we've been working together for quite a while. You first came to the Art Science Lab and the California Nanosystems Institute. What year was it? It's been quite a few years. You arrived to us as a Fulbright scholar, and we've been collaborating ever since. And in laser, you now chair the lasers in Brazil. You're teaching in our Sci Art program. We've become great friends, and I really, really respect the work you do. And I'm so happy that you're taking the time to show us around your lab, even though it's very difficult conditions right now. So I know that partially you had to record some things because of the situation. And a very warm welcome, Clarissa.
Well, thank you for such a special introduction, Victoria. It's always more than a pleasure, and makes me. I think it really brings joy to and inspiration to my life, and to feel part of this family. You with strong energy, yeah.
We love having you in our family, and it's just wonderful. Your work is amazing, and your workshops. And I'm very curious. Actually, this is the first time that I'm going to enter your space too. So let's see what you're doing in the Laboratorio Innovación e Prototipagem.
To be honest, I love to be here now, but it's a little bit sad because the campus is empty. We have to follow all these protocols.
Yeah.
As they were not like maintaining exactly the space. You have spider webs around and have ants. Just sometimes I see one or like a few ants walking on the corners of the walls. But it was what's interesting to that the security allowed me to be here. It's a Saturday, the campus is closed, and yeah, it's a pleasure. Welcome to the lab.
Thank you for showing us around. So you worked with the COVID data, right, to do some 3D prototyping?
Yeah, so as we have a few issues because the lab was closed for months long. So as I said, we had to ask if they had a no break because the other ones, they were just like not working anymore. And they gave us this dinosaur, I decided to pre-record the cutting using this machine. It's a Roland CNC. It has 4 axes, but we did the cut yesterday, so we ensure we have the videos and the images and the piece to show. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we have here 2 of these machines and have a few machines 3 downstairs, but we have this small one. And we are printing some small, how can I say? It's a piece for the Department of Dentistry, because they some of the professors, they are working in projects, and they need to use to do the suction. This is the right way to say the. Of the aerosols.
I see.
Like more or less like this. So we're printing for the guys. Yeah, this is small objects. And yeah, just to show around, since you're live, before the pandemic, we managed to have these old Xerox machines, so we could work, take out the step motors and to use in robotics projects. But as you see, they're here. Like, because I don't know if someone will show up. I have a few messages for the guys, and you better see. I'll give you guys a short intro and a tour, talking a little more about these works here that are on show, and about the project itself. And this is the piece we carved yesterday using the CNC machine. And this geometry here at the center of the hand was algorithmically generated using COVID data from 7 different countries: US, Brazil, Russia, France, Spain, Italy, UK, who are like sort of the champions in that and contamination, and considering the COVID-19 spread. And it's not a happy a piece that brings a happy reflection, but I think it's important to have it, to consider this as a sort of monument that invites us to think of the need for changing, the need to learn how to respect our planet and each other. So, for considering the process, the poetics, the name of the project is a reference to a song a Brazilian composer, Caetano Veloso, created in the 70s, and as a sort of tribute, or dedicated the song to Ligia Clark, who was an artist who included psychology and reflections on the body energy during the 70s. And she had a performance and therapy mixed together, where she had a stone, and the invitation was for a person who was just laying down to hold a stone in its hand, in his hand, and to feel the object, to get in touch with this, the energy of the stone. And this was supposed to trigger psychological process and bring awareness to the person who was joining this performance, who was at the same time a therapy. So because of it, this I call the series, If You Hold a Stone, Hold It in Your Hand. It's a reference to Caetano Veloso's song. And the way I was using the data I brought to the process from World Health Organization was through was bringing to a script I designed on Grasshopper, so it's algorithmic design, and I had the scan hand, and I used the hand as the box where I was sort of generate the points cloud from COVID data. So if you have a variation of cases in time, we have a variation of positions of points in space, and this data cloud inside of the hand is what generates this shape, this sharp shape you have together with the hand, the 3D model of the hand. So after that, you export the file in using an extension that can be read by the machines, and we customize the machines so we can start carving. Yeah, and by the end we have this piece. I decided to use wood. For 2 years, I'm trying to explore this material, but especially for this one, I decided to maintain wood as an option because it brings to my memory the small hands different civilizations use or have for bringing luck and whatever protection. Okay, and I think now we can play the video. Welcome to this small laboratory. It's a place where I miss since we started this the pandemic, and here we had a lockdown. The city was in a bad situation, and it seems like everything is coming back. Yeah.
Maybe still too early, huh?
I think so, yeah. And everybody's going to the beach and
Oh no. They should learn from California. But just to say something about your sculpture, I find it very touching, and I really imagine it being very large. But I think it could also be somehow in the virtual space. So you should put it in our Mozilla gallery.
yeah. I sent this is the 3D model.
Yeah.
A company who have this robotic arms, who don't have this.
Oh, how interesting! How interesting that it's a robotic arm creating a hand about data. That's amazing. Yeah, I think that's an important thing for you to say because I somehow didn't imagine that, but then in my mind, it's a pretty cool.
They replied to the email and they said, your file has a problem.
We all have a problem.
Oh, this shape was just like,
Yeah.
And I tried the guys and they replied never. And they do not reply me anymore. And
so interesting. All right, thank you. Well, let's see what you prepared for us.
Okay, I have to say that I committed a few grammar mistakes as usual when I'm speaking.
Oh, come on, don't worry about it at all.
Oh, well, it was, I think it feels more alive.
Yeah, it's the real thing. Okay, all right, let's take a look. Let's walk with you. Ciao.
Welcome to the Lab for Innovation and Prototyping at the University of Fortaleza. And today we'll have a tour for the Telluric Gardens, the UCLA Telluric Gardens at the Ars Electronica 2020. And this is the main space for collective work and creation. And here we have a small gallery or a gallery in a small corridor where you usually show works related to laser talks, featured speakers. We organized here in Fortaleza the Leonardo Laser Talk since 2017 monthly, and I'm the chair. And here we have a selection of photos produced by Silvia Cardoso, a photographer who was a speaker 2 years ago in a talk, and she's documenting the everyday life of a native tribe in Amazon. She is producing gorgeous pictures. And by the side, we have a video documenting a wearable produced by the artist Luisa Paraguay. That is an iconic piece in Brazilian media arts or digital art scene, and she's exploring social distancing in a wearable that's more than 10 years old. So I thought it makes sense to have it featured today for our tour. And here we have in these two displays the collection of what I called political crystals. They were on show in SIGGRAPH Asia last year, and they were a collection of data sculptures produced using hashtags or messages extracted from Twitter using opposed hashtags related to Brazilian 2018 elections. So you have one box where you feature the data sculptures related to the yes him hashtag, and by the side you have the other box featuring the not him hashtags. Yeah. And here we have the poster of our Vera Laser talks organized in February 2020, before the pandemic and the lockdown we had here in Fortaleza. This is another piece using AR. I produced it together with my ArtSci Center colleague and longtime friend, Nicola Russo. And the piece was on show on IZEA 2017 in Colombia. And now I will show you the structure we have for digital fabrication. I will introduce you Erickson. Say hello, Erickson, please. Yeah, hello. And he is the one who operates the digital fabrication machines. We're working together in the piece. I choose to feature for our tour today that when you hold a stone, hold it in your hand. It's a data sculpture produced using COVID-19 data. And yes, it's a piece that brings to the scene the discussion about the need or the limitations you have for touching, for getting together. And I was considering sharing with you a little bit about the process of bringing these data sculptures to life using the CNC machine. Here we have the computer screen showing the process of cutting. We use the computer to customize the cut or the transformation from this piece of wood, like the plain wood, to the more delicate piece when you are extracting from the wood the shape that was computer generated. So I want to thank you for your time. Hope you enjoyed the tour. And please, if you have any questions, get in touch.
Bom, eu peguei o arquivo, certo? E coloquei ele posicionado com o eixo X, que é esse eixo principal marcado de vermelho aqui. E fiz as configurações para tentar encaixar dentro do tamanho da madeira, né, que é 29,1 centímetros por 9 e por 9 centímetros. Tá funcionando. Aí eu vou diminuir só um pouco a rotação aqui.
So, Clarissa, can you just end by telling us what you're hoping for your students? Because one of the things that's a big problem for all of us who are artists and teach is that, you know, being in a studio is not just about hands-on, it's about chemistry, it's about community, it's about just having the presence. And so many students need that space also because they don't want to be home or in public spaces that are disconnected. How do you imagine a kind of a way that could work for studio classes?
Well, actually, I'm teaching a studio class this semester, and it's till now it's mainly online. And considering its architecture, I don't see this as a huge problem, since every single studio on earth nowadays, like I'm talking about more international studios, they already, before the pandemic, they were working, the teams, they were working online the same way as the ArtSci. And I think it's important for the students to understand that sometimes when you are able to explore the online environment, you save world's or planet Earth's resource, because less cars, less public transportation, the streets, they are not that busy, so you can bike more, and maybe you can have more time to stay with the family, or to understand how to maybe managing have more quality time with family, friends, and pets, whatever. Yeah. And but at the same time, this the presence that we miss so much is a challenge. And to as a tentative to maintain the sort of warmth we have when you are in places we are attached to, I decided to have to, no matter the internet's not working here on campus today, I choose it to be here as a way to say the lab is still alive. With some can manage in different ways to keep things alive, but in a different rhythm. I think.
Yeah.
I think it's important if you understand we need to find another rhythm. Maybe slower is better because we were all in a hurry, just traveling all around. Yeah. No matter the planes, they are not like a very good thing for the environment, but we have to go to that conference there. We were not we had no time to really stop and reflect or think. And I think there are ways we can reduce the rhythms or find another rhythms who are not there.
And it has potential of completely changing education as we know it. And it may be a very good thing on many levels. Of course, there's certain parts that we miss, and it's not fun not being in person there. But at the same time, academia got very stuck and bureaucratic, and it became very difficult to open things. So, you have a class and it's closed, and other students want to come in, and you can't let them in, which is so awful. You're supposed to have as many students as possible, not to close it. So this does offer that opportunity, and also to enter these spaces. It's so wonderful. All these years I've known you, I've never entered this space, even though we worked together, we saw each other. So it is an interesting way to shift our reality. And I thank you so much for being part of ArtSci community and the collective. And, sometimes you can't travel, but here we are. So it's great to see you always and to be actually more in touch. We're more in touch. It's wonderful.
We had these technologies, but we're not valuing this much. Yeah, we're sort of afraid to move to
yeah.
But it can be helpful, and it can be present when it's really necessary.
Exactly. All right. Well, bom dia to you, and obrigada.
Lots of love for you, for this amazing ArtSci team.
You are a Tellurian, officially. Give me your hands.
Bye-bye, Vivi.
Bye.
Bye, Clarissa.
Bye-bye.